Guys, what is up? Welcome back to another Kurt on Cougs video. Sorry, I'm a little late getting around to this one. My reaction to BYU's draw in the tournament, as well as my preview for their first round matchup. So first of all, when this first came out, I was pretty decently happy with it. A 6 seed feels very well deserved for BYU, especially if you take into account, the way they started the season, had a lot of great wins there. Had that mid-season struggle, and then late in the season in the tournament, also played pretty well. So I feel like it's a very fair draw. I personally never really like having to play a team in the first four. I feel like this matchup is especially a great example of that. Because I feel like a lot of times, a lot of 11 seeds are teams that just slid, and didn't quite slide out of the tournament. And so you can catch them when they're cold, don't have a lot of momentum. But if you have to play a team out of the first four, that's a team that potentially just got, I don't know what you call it, their mojo back after getting a win in the first four. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of that part of the draw for the Cougars. But ultimately, I do like the second round matchup with Gonzaga. I feel like BYU matches up a lot better with the Zags athletically than they did back when these two teams were in the WCC together. So I'm really excited for that potential matchup. But of course, it all starts today with a game against the Longhorns. I was able to watch a little bit of the Texas versus NC State game earlier this week, and they seem like a tough team. They play physical, they play hard. Not the greatest shot makers, but still a tough matchup. And yeah, so first of all, what's on the line? For one thing, this would be the first time, I believe, in when was it? I think the first time since 2010, 2011 that BYU has gone back-to-back seasons winning a game in March Madness. So that would be pretty big. Yeah, last year was their first time making it past the first round since, I think, once again, 2011. So ultimately, any type of win is good. I think the hope at this point, I feel like it's a pretty realistic hope and even an expectation to make the Sweet 16. Of course, then you can hope maybe to go a little further. We'll see what happens if they get to that point. Just got to get past this matchup right here. It's kind of fun. This is an old Big 12 opponent as well. So yeah, a lot of fun around this game. Yeah, AJ DeBonsa set to make his NCAA tournament debut. So looking at this thing, without further ado, these are my deciding factors for today's game. Number one, I think it is going to be really important on the offensive side of things to shoot well from three. I think that's going to be really important. Texas has a lot of talented bigs down low that can guard pretty well. Ultimately, I still think BYU is going to be able to get down low. AJ DeBonsa is going to get to the hoop. He's going to get some slam dunks. Kennard Davis, Rob Wright, all those guys are going to get in there. They're going to score. But I feel like this is a game where if BYU is not shooting well from outside, it's going to put them in a really bad spot. And number two, on defense. Now, once again, I did mention earlier that this Texas team doesn't shoot that well. So you might think, because in past videos when I've talked about stuff like this, I've said, force them to beat you from three. Unfortunately, I've seen way too many times where that strategy does not work for BYU, especially in postseason situations. It tends that when teams play against BYU, they suddenly learn how to shoot again. So I'm not going to say that, but what I think is going to be really important in this game is just not allowing this Texas offense to set up any consistency. Yeah, I think that's going to be really important. I feel like that's what we saw in the Big 12 tournament, especially in the game against West Virginia, is just the lack of consistency. They would just shut them down for a long period of time, and they were able to do that repeatedly. And so I feel like if the Cougars can do that against this Texas team, I feel like they will be in a great spot. I feel like this is a Texas team that needs to score consistently in order to keep up with BYU's high-octane offense. So just knock them off their game, make them go long stretches without scoring. I feel like you do that, you're in a good spot. And then last of all, and I feel like this one might be the most important, I think it's going to be really important that BYU gets rebounds in this game. That is one of the things that Texas does best. That is their strength. So if you can go out there and neutralize that or even win in that category, then I feel like your chances of winning are crazy high. Now, ultimately, my bold prediction for this game is I'm going to predict that, okay, let's see. I'm predicting another big game from Kennard Davis, honestly. I think he's going to go for 15 plus in this one. I think that he's trying to get some confidence. He knows this is his moment. But I think he goes out there, he drops 15 plus. Yeah, Cougars walk out with a big win. And yeah, so I'm predicting a win in this one by a score of something like 84-79. Yeah, big first win, setting up a potential second round game with Gonzaga. So yeah, that's my prediction. I'll be back later to talk more about it, see how it goes. So yeah, let's go Cougs.